Hey, comic book fans, my nerdy friends, and my geeky compadres, what's going on? Welcome to another Trading with RWC. This one is a very special one for me because it is the story that I have always wanted to read. If you know me, you know what I'm talking about. And that is the death of Superman. Okay, so Death of Superman, done by a complete army of creators. Dan Jurgens did, on the writing side, Dan Jurgens, Jerry Ordway, Louise Simonson, and Roger Stern. Pencilers, John Bogdanov, Tom Crummett, Jackson Guse, and Dan Jurgens did penciling. Inkers, Brett Breeding, Rick Burchett, Doug Hazelwood, Dennis Janke, and Dennis Reuter. Letterers, John Costanza, Albert de Guzman, Bill Oakley, Willie Schubert, and colorist Gene D'Angelo and Glenn Whitmore. As I said, this is the story I always wanted to read, because I'm not a huge Superman fan. So it seemed only right that I start at his death. Great stuff, actually. One thing that I want to touch on before we kind of get into the story is kind of like the setup, I guess. Not really the setup, but like the physical attributes of the comics that make up this trade. Now, the funny thing is, there is an issue in here called The Countdown to Doomsday. It starts here. I think it actually starts with Superman 74. And I think I'm right. Maybe I'm not. I'm incorrect. My bad. Is The Adventures of Superman 497, I believe. That starts off this. I thought it started with Countdown, but it's not. So each page of each issue, each page of this issue has 4 panels on it. Then the next issue which is Superman in Action Comics 684, has 3 panels in each page. And then the next issue, Superman Man of Steel number 19, goes to 2. It goes to 2 panels, you can see here and here. And then the last issue, which is Superman 75, each page is its own panel, so it's full panel pages. I thought that was cool, like a very, very cool way to kind of subconsciously count down for the reader, which ends with two full page splash pages, which show the death of Superman. Great stuff. I enjoyed it. A lot more involved with other characters than I thought. So, the first issue, Superman Man of Steel number 18, just pretty much shows Doomsday breaking out of someplace. I don't know anything about it, like, previously. So he's, like, in this metal cage, kind of metal thing underground, breaking out. And just going on a rampage, while Superman is kind of dealing with these monsters of the underworld trying to take the power from Metropolis to power their war machines and pretty much just wage war on the overworld. Superman pretty much does the job there, like, no problem at all. Takes care of the threat from the underworld, while Doomsday is just wreaking havoc across the United States. With one arm tied behind his back, by the way. You can kind of see there, that cable wrapped around him is tying down his right arm. So he is just beating the crap out of everything with his left arm. Meanwhile, the Justice League is dealing with some sort of something that happened in the previous issue. Oh, no. They're taking care of the fire that Doomsday started with this truck. Sorry. My mind is kind of Swiss cheese after reading this. But they're trying to deal with this fire that Doomsday created. And Superman's going on a talk show for high school kids, just kind of answering questions. Meanwhile, JLA is just getting the crap kicked out of him by Doomsday. He's just beating the hell out of everybody. Almost kills Blue Beetle. Almost kills Guy Gardner. Beats the crap out of Booster Gold. Fire and Ice. And yeah, it's just crazy. So Superman finally, like, finds out that Doomsday is doing all this and goes to the side of the JLA to help out. And they all concentrate their powers on trying to bring Doomsday down. In the end, God, I love it. Look at that. Look at that face. That's awesome. Towards the end of this issue, everybody's just beat to hell. The only one standing is Doomsday, Superman, and Bloodwind, actually. So, Superman and Bloodwind try to team up to take down Doomsday, and Bloodwind ended up getting the crap kicked out of him. This kid and his mother and his baby sister, their house gets demolished and they're trapped inside. Kids screaming for Superman to help because nobody else was conscious. Superman is pretty much up in the air, beating the crap out of Doomsday. At like the very last second, Superman like throws Doomsday down into a lake to try to hope that the soft, silty bottom of the lake will keep Doomsday stuck for a bit while Superman goes out to save this family. And like Doomsday just jumps right out of the lake. Everything just turns to hell and chaos, and Doomsday's just beating the crap out of everybody, destroying anything and everything. And that's pretty much the story, is Doomsday just wrecks America. And Superman is trailing behind him, trying to clean up after him. Well, not clean up after him, to beat Doomsday. Meanwhile, Superman's trying to like save people and help people, but Doomsday's just right along, just wanting to destroy stuff. One thing that I thought was pretty amusing was they end up in a Lexmart, where Doomsday's just breaking stuff, and then he stops in front of a TV with this professional wrestling commercial going on, saying that at the Metropolis Arena, come for Warzone 9000. This time it's War Metropolis Arena. And so the only thing that Doomsday says is he just laughs until they come to a sign, a Metropolis sign, and it's Metropolis. So it's kind of funny. And the battle between Doomsday and Superman just rages until they get to Metropolis, and Superman's gonna make his, that's the line, that's not happening, you're gonna die before, you destroy Metropolis. And it's just a brutal, brutal battle. In the end, obviously, if I'm reviewing the death of Superman for you, you realize that Superman ends up dying, but he ends up taking Doomsday down with him. So, overall, this was just, it actually, I knew it was gonna happen. This is why I bought it. This is why I read it, but it had me kind of, on the edge of my seat. I really enjoyed it, but not trying to take anything away from it being a Superman book, but it was actually enjoyable to finally see Superman rendered helpless, and that's always been my problem with Superman. He always just comes up with powers that can defeat whatever's happening, and in this he just couldn't do it. And yeah, in the end, I suppose he kills Doomsday. At least that's what Lois says at the end. I want to actually know if that was the end of Doomsday. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I haven't read any other stuff about Doomsday, his origin or anything. I want to look it up, but yeah, in the end, Superman, what? Okay. Superman ends up killing Doomsday. Doomsday ends up killing Superman. And we're left with a weeping Lois Lane with Superman's cape flailing in the wind and his lifeless body draped over rubble. And a happy Scott. So, that's my review for Death of Superman. Good stuff. At least for me. I enjoyed it. Hope you liked this review. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.